Wow, here we are. Am I on? We're ready. It's just crazy. I don't have my headphones on because Julie Gause, who's in the room with us today, didn't want to wear headphones, so I felt bad.
Couldn't hear my own voice.
So no, this is kind of interesting. I don't know. And Mike, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're back.
Yeah.
It's been a long ass time. I can't even believe how long it's been since we've been down.
Over 6 months.
That's nuts. Well, but we stockpiled some, but it has been 6 months since we aired.
No, not 6 months since we
Since
aired.
October,
Since we've been in the actual studio.
Right. Yeah, because then we were doing stuff remote through Zoom, which I think I didn't like it at all.
It's difficult.
I didn't like my voice, and I mean, it's like there was one episode where I was over-modulating everything that came out of my mouth. I had to turn it down.
Meanwhile, you're looking at yourself the entire time.
Yeah,
while you're doing it.
I like to be in the room with people, so
There's an energy.
there's an energy, and so and here we are.
Here we are.
Julie, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, see that?
I'm good.
All right.
Nervous?
Yeah,
Palm
I know,
sweating?
but I know it's all good. I mean, good God, here we are. I mean, it's 2026. I could say that now because we're not going to be out of sequence or anything.
Yeah.
So this is it. When does this thing air? In like 3 days or something?
Yeah. Yep.
3 days.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Oh my God. Yeah. So thankfully, Mikey and I both been busy. Very busy on shows. Mikey was on the East Coast for a bunch of months. Like how long were you? 6 months?
5 months.
5 months.
5 months, yeah.
Yeah. And I was doing a show for 18 episodes and I rolled right into the show I'm on now, which, I'm grateful to be working. So I'm not going to complain because I'll get hate mail.
Yes. Same.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway, it's good. And, I guess I should say, I don't know, what can we say about the town? The town's picking up.
Yeah. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely picking up.
I feel like this year is going to be better.
It's going to have to be.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there are a lot of people who've cut bait at this point and moved on to other things, but I know that the studios are getting busier.
That's good.
So, and I know many people who are going back to work, so that's a good thing. Anyway, so we'll jump in over here.
It's always nice to start a new year with a job.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that was like, for me, it was like I finished St. Dennis and they were like, this other show came up and I'm like, well, if I don't do it, then I'm going to have to wait until June before St. Dennis comes back. And I did that the first season and that was hardcore, man. It was like 7 months hiatus. And I thought, if I do this, I had to leave the other show and leave my crew behind to start prepping the new show. So my hiatus, I told my wife, my hiatus was driving from one studio to the other one, and it's been hard to keep going, but it's been great to have this steady paycheck. So that's what it's really all about, right? So you sleep when you're dead. That's what I had an AD tell me many years ago. Anyway, Jules. So again, Julie, if you've been in this business in LA for the past 15 years, 20 years, you know Julie Gause very well from ISS. Julie and I go way, way back, and we're also kind of neighbors as well.
Kind of neighbors and friends.
And yes, definitely. Yes, for real. So Jules, tell everybody, what's your origin story? I mean, where did you grow up in Northern California? No.
So I was born in Dallas, and my parents brought us out here when I was like elementary school, 3rd grade.
Why?
I never knew
why. You're like, why? For the sun.
For the
for
sun,
the weather.
yeah.
For the sun. Yeah.
Did you have sun in Dallas? You have sun in Dallas, though, don't you?
Well, wait. How long were you in Dallas? I didn't know you were born in Dallas.
I was born in Dallas, and I got here probably 3rd grade, 8, 9.
Do you have any memories of Dallas?
Well, my mom lives in Austin, so I have a lot of experience going back to Texas. Yeah.
She went back to Texas,
Yes.
obviously. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. That's cool. So, I mean, you came to LA. How did you get into business? I mean, because we got a lot to talk about.
ISS?
Yeah. Is that where you started? Was at ISS?
I did.
Okay. So how did you get snagged that job?
So, once upon a time, Richard Stevens, do you remember him?
I know that name.
He was like a general manager on Wix.
Okay.
I think of ISS.
Oh, right.
And my son was in karate at the time.
Mm-hmm.
and his daughter was in karate. She was like a black belt and taught, and we became friendly sitting on the sidelines all the time, just at practice.
Right.
2-3 times a week. And he's like, you have to come in. You have to come in and interview. You have to come work for us. And that went on for like a year.
And so that was just based on like his
talking with me.
Yeah, your personality. Yeah, he knew you'd be a great salesperson.
So like just talking with you. So, well, I didn't start. When I got to ISS, I started in the front office.
Oh, everybody started
in the front office.
Okay.
Doing invoicing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was brutal.
That's brutal. How long did you do that?
I think that I was doing that probably a year or two before there was a change in Expendables, and Angie, the great Angie Bilson, scooped me up.
Nice. Who did you interview with to get the job?
Greg Bilson Jr.
Greg, there you go.
Which was, I think, at that time, I think his dad was really transitioning out. Mm-hmm. It might have been a year or two layover. He might have just been taking over ISS at that time because Senior was still in all the time.
Right.
So, and it was wild. The wild days of ISS Wix.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I remember them well.
Yeah. I think that when I first started, they were still writing up orders by hand.
Yeah,
that's just transitioning to the dot printer.
Right. What year was that?
I'm
going to age you. Come on, 1998.
98 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was at ISS for just shy of 25 years.
Yeah. Wow.
25.
Yeah, because I remember we were talking to Mike Sexton.
I'm dating myself.
It's a chunk.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, with handwritten invoices. I remember that. Yeah, because Ellis did the same thing.
Yeah. And prop masters with their giant, like, 3-ring notebook binders or rings that would come in with their Polaroids all hole punched around them.
Right?
Yeah.
In the binders with all the business cards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the phone room.
Yes.
Yes.
I gave up my binder of business cards. I dumped them on a show not that long ago, and then I thought, why did I do that? That thing was cool.
Yeah, it doesn't take up that much space.
I don't know why. I'm constantly trying, as prop people,
we're
purging and collecting at the same time.
Yeah.
Somehow my garage, no matter what I pull out of there, I fill it right back up with stuff. I mean, I can't even move in there right now because I have like a 16-foot creature that my son built for Halloween sitting in my garage now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, what are we going to do with this thing? He goes, I want to keep it. I'm like, okay, great. Can you bring it to your apartment in West Hollywood? I don't think so. So he's sitting in there right now. But nonetheless, so you started in the front room, and then you went into Expendables.
Yes, and was there for a long time.
Wow.
I think
I didn't know
maybe 9 or 10 years in Expendables.
Right.
I could be just shy of that.
I'm trying to remember.
Definitely during the move.
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
The move.
Mm-hmm. The big move.
The big move. That was fun. Mm-hmm. Wow. And Cheryl Pendergrass was like a salesperson then, right? Was she head of sales?
She was there, but transitioning out. I think that was...
Right.
Yes.
Right, because she didn't go to...
No.
The new place.
I think she might have been, if I remember correctly, I think she might have been moving on before we left.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so, excuse me. How did you end up in sales?
Linda Montana scooped me up.
Oh, my God, Linda
The
Montana.
great and wonderful Queen Linda Montana.
She's my first salesperson.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, before I even came to Pittsburgh, from Pittsburgh, she was my salesperson. She's the best. How's Linda doing? Have you talked to her at all?
I talked to her about a year ago. I send her a text every once in a while, but...
Her name comes up on set all the time, or like in the halls.
Right?
The great and marvelous Linda Montana.
Sometimes if you're lucky, you could get a sighting of her on her horse.
Yeah. The production designer on my show right now brought her up like this week. I was like, I was like, oh, I remember Linda Montana. When I used to go there.
She's somebody you guys should have here.
She would be great.
Right, God, that's right. Let's bring in Linda Montana. What a great idea.
Everybody loves Linda.
Yeah. She walked me into this industry and like kind of taught me a lot about prop mastering and doing a lot of this. So she kind of held my hand.
She helped a lot.
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
She made it not intimidating to go into ISS like a chicken with their head cut off for their first time.
She was incredibly, one of the gifts that she had, she was incredibly friendly and present.
Yep.
And wonderful.
And sweet, 100%.
Everybody, she truly cared about what she did. She truly cared about the people that were coming in and would never forget a name.
Yeah.
what's going on in your family, everything.
Yeah,
Never.
and she was calm when you were losing your shit.
Yeah, and she'd have you remember her desk, right? People would come in and take pictures, Post-its everywhere, numbers everywhere, and pink hold slips with orders written down all over the place.
Right. Yeah. Amazing. It was one of those people you just took for granted, really, until she was gone. And I was like, okay, well, now it's different.
Yeah.
But then I got you, actually. Yeah, I got you right after Linda Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quickly, how did you get into, when did you start doing sales? Was this something you always thought you wanted to do?
So Linda, I can't remember. I think she was transitioning out, retiring, actually. Yeah. Because I got with Linda right after Jessica Houghton did. And I think she was retiring at that point. Everything, the chairs were always moving.
Right.
To some degree.
Oh, yeah, right. Because now I remember. Mm-hmm. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg was like,
I know, it's hard to think about it. I tried to think about it before I came here today. I was like, let me get all the timing right.
Right, because you weren't in sales before Linda left.
No.
Right, because
I think it was Linda leaving and then maybe somebody else transition off the line.
Right. Yeah, because I recall now Greg saying, I want you to try Julie. I'm like, all right, I don't know who Julie is. Sure, let's do it. Yeah.
And that started a wonderful relationship.
That's right. Look at us now. Yeah. My God.
Was that Brooklyn Nine-Nine at the time? No. Before that, prior to that.
Before that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what, again.
It mushes all together.
It is. It mushes all together. So you worked with everybody as a salesperson.
We all had our people.
Right.
And sometimes, depending on what happened, sometimes people made changes.
Right. Well, who were your main masters that you...
Drew Petrata. You, of course. Yep. Wow. A lot.
I know. There was...
A lot.
It's hard to think of everybody.
I know, I'm like... Oh, don't catch me blindsided on that.
I know. The show I'm on now, somebody said, oh, who was your decorator on St. Denis? Which I was just on 4 months ago. I couldn't remember my decorator's name to save my life.
It's terrible with names.
Well, it's that thing, too. Like, when you're on a show, you're so fully immersed in the people that are on your show, the whole crew, everybody. You're just, there every day in the trenches. And then you move on to another show, and it's almost like you've changed lives, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and for me, I just can't keep all this information in my head anymore.
There's only so much storage in your head.
Well, that's just it. I mean, especially if you're on a busy show and you're trying to remember every freaking thing, I can't fit in people's names anymore. I've never been good with names, I'll admit it. Sorry. I can remember a face very well forever.
Same. But I had Tommy Day.
Yes.
I worked with Linda Reese.
That's right, Tommy Day.
Tommy Day. I mean, too many. Too many to mention. Too many.
So,
and then all of them collectively through my journey through Expendables.
Right.
Everybody.
Oh,
had a relationship
sure.
with everyone.
Right, because everybody came through.
Yep.
Wow. How did Expendables change over the years? That's a weird question, but
well,
I mean, I think I heard stories before I got there where the ammo used to be kept in the cage. Like it just grew, it exploded. Angie grew that. She started it from what my understanding is a cage in the hallway at Wix, and it just grew and grew and grew, and it was an awesome store.
So Angie started off running Expendables.
I think so.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I think so.
But she took it to the next level, just like Greg took ISS to the next level. Yeah. What a team.
She grew it.
Nice. So, when did you start thinking that did you ever think that you might want to go out into production? I mean, I know things changed at ISS and, you had to make a choice about staying or leaving and for financial reasons, but...
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I was raising kids.
Yeah.
And so that put me in a 9-to-5 job no matter what.
Yep.
And at one point, we used to ask this question, this superlative question all the time, like, if you won the lottery, would you quit working? It's like, no, at one point, like, all of my friends, we were all friends.
Right. Yeah.
I loved working there.
Yeah.
Every day was amazing. I mean, yes, there was some political stuff going on once in a while. Maybe I got in a huge fight with Brian Fort, the knockdown drag out in inventory. But for the most part, we were all friends. We cared about each other. We loved each other.
Yep.
We were all in it together. And of course, like being underneath Rick Caparelli, like every day was a dream.
Yeah, well, there's a palatable energy at ISS.
It was magic.
Yeah, 100%.
We struck magic for a long time.
Yeah.
It was
and that's
great.
what's so sad about now, that it's kind of like, shift into neutral. It feels, with the whole industry slowing down so much and so many people are gone now.
That's true.
I mean, it looks fantastic.
Not to be depressing, I know, and they've grown it and it's changed so much and so
Hayden's
beautiful.
like taking it to another level too,
the transition with Alex Cerny being there, he really brought a lot of stuff into like the more modern age in terms of the way we did things, computers, things like that. And it was evolving and wonderful.
Yeah, always advancing at ISS. That was what I always loved about it as well. And everybody seemed to have the same work ethic. You're that or you didn't survive there.
Yes.
And I know that came from the top down. So again, you're always a vibrant light at ISS. I know that. So, and I also know that that's how you are now.
Yeah.
Out there in the world, because I've had you on my sets since, and it's like, I know, it's like, yeah, do I want Julie Gause on my set? Yeah, I do.
They're like, oh, is she going to be talking?
How old are your kids now?
My son is 35 and Kaylee is 24.
So yeah, they're
they're up and gone.
Yeah.
So is it a quick transition where you're like, I want to get on the field now? Or?
No, I would have stayed there forever. It happened. The pandemic happened first. Kaylee was going to college. It happened like 1-2. It was like a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it
and
sure
then
was.
It was like slow getting back in, respectfully.
Yeah.
It was tough. Greg, God bless him, he was trying to keep everybody employed and just spread out the hours. And it was at a point inflection point with me specifically where I can't make this happen anymore. And it was
because
hard.
Everybody had reduced hours.
Yeah, and we had reduced hours, and it was emotional. It was tough.
Sure, I remember.
It was probably one of the toughest things that ever happened to me is leaving there, because that was my family.
Yeah.
For good or for bad, on many years.
Of course.
Some
Just like
years
any
better,
family,
some
right?
years bad.
We all just went through Christmas. We know what that's all about.
And it was like just the regimented schedule was really important to me.
Right, sure.
Knowing where your paycheck was in. It was very, very, very difficult.
It's scary, I'm
getting
sure.
out here, and then it was like the strike. I left, and then there was a strike, right? So for me, knowing where my paycheck was coming in, having that regimented schedule was tough.
Yeah.
So
it was really tough.
Yeah, no doubt.
In fact, there were definitely talks of going back.
Right.
Before.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so when you
years.
left, it was right after COVID or right before COVID?
So it was right after. It was pretty much, I think it was a couple of months after the pandemic.
Right, because got it. So did you immediately start working in production?
I had a job when I jumped.
Ah.
It was iCarly.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Which was, hello, here we come.
That's a busy show.
Multicam.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
A beastly multicam, which
Comedy.
I was like, I had been sitting with you guys, sometimes breaking down scripts, asking questions for 25 years, just shy of 25 years, and really thought that, and it had gone out on weekends for commercials.
Right.
And really thought, just from my relationships, it's not rocket science. I'm going to be able to do this. It's going to be fine.
Right.
Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Have you worked on a multicam?
Not
and
really.
ran a 100-page script in front of executives at Paramount and all the writers and all the producers?
No.
Never.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
Yeah.
But what did you go in as?
Assistant property master.
Wow.
So it was really tricky for me in a lot of ways, and we'll hit on that.
Yeah.
But and it's like everybody's like, well, it's just a multicam. It's just a half-hour comedy, right?
Yeah, that's the worst.
It was really, really tricky, especially on those days where you're running in front of the entire Paramount team. and all the producers and tracking props that need to go into the next set that could be on the next stage and then back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of running.
Thank God for those actors. I got into a flow. Like my boss at the time, she's like, no, you can just put it. Because I was like, at that point, I was like, I got to take all the props out. I got to track them. But multicam, when you're doing those things, you can like stick something in a cabinet right there. When you're going in, I would like prep 4 or 5 scenes ahead.
Right.
So I could be in front of them when we were moving.
Sure.
And then if we were tracking something, like Miranda would just say, I'm going to take this. I'm going to walk with it. And it was wonderful.
Yeah.
But it was difficult. It was a comedy.
Yes.
And it's a kid show.
And they were thinking up things on the fly all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You didn't sit around a lot.
Yeah. And at the time, though, being there, I mean, sometimes I was out of work at 3 o'clock. I was like, this is great.
Right.
50-hour guarantee. I was like, this is great. It was wonderful. But, yeah.
But
it was difficult at first.
That's a schedule where you rehearse all week and then you shoot on a Friday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but because of the pandemic, I never got to have the experience of shooting in front of a live audience.
Oh.
Yeah, which is like so many people before me have had that experience. We didn't do that. And so it became really manageable when we started breaking down. We'd shoot Thursday and Friday and break it down. So
interesting.
But I swear to you, I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
No doubt.
There was a couple of days where I was just like, I'm going to have a heart attack. And Eileen husband.
Uh-huh. Oh, my God.
Do you know Neely?
Yes, I know both of them, yes.
Neely was working behind me as a third, which she should have been. I should have been behind her. No question. And she's like, she pulled me over to the side. She goes, I'm going to give you a nickname, and it's going to follow you throughout your entire career if you don't stop. She's going to be like a really bad nickname. And she said, I promise you it'll follow you throughout your career, because I was so stressed.
Okay, what was it?
And it just something along the lines of stress. But she was amazing. And Lindsay Tomlinson at the time came in and helped. And she would tell me bad stories, like her dropping the only tray and like something in this food scene. And it's like, shit happens.
Oh, yeah.
It happens. It's going to happen.
Right.
Don't stress out, And so the other thing that was really huge for me in the beginning was the set etiquette.
Yes.
The nuances of set
hard
etiquette,
to teach.
which I just didn't like. Let me help you move that cable. No, you can't touch that cable.
Yeah.
And a natural helper and wanting to do things. At ISS, we're moving and shaking. We're a team and moving fluently together. And it's
That's like non-union.
You really have to stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily that was like a family. And everybody worked really great together, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have been out in situations. I learned quickly on what not to do. Unfortunately, failing forward, which is kind of where I've learned the most.
Yeah. This is a lot of
life, and then that goes in all aspects of life. Failing forward.
Right. And you've been seeing we've been seeing a lot of salespeople like break into. And I've seen a lot. I mean, I think it's a good way to train as far as like tracking props and everything. But yeah, I think that's the biggest hurdle. It looks like it's like, I guess when you're at ISS, you're just sending the props out and they come back, and sometimes they come back broken and you don't know the story of it. And it's like, you go through this. You understand real quick once you step out on set.
And it's so true, I mean, because most of us, it came up doing something else.
Yeah.
As a PA or something, but set life and everything else in production are completely different.
It's such a shock.
even on the television show, for me, like prepping, being in the prep mode, and then going to set, my crew, like there are days that go by where my crew is like on set all day and I don't see them at all. So they're living they're in the firefight, and I'm in the back in the tent, planning the
You're loading the guns for them.
Yeah. Right. But then you like wade into it, and it's, and I would just, on Friday, we were doing this giant scene with 80 background, in an office building. And, we had tables set up, and it was fucking crazy because everybody could relate to this. We go into this space. It's a U.S. Bank building downtown. We're on the 54th floor. Okay, so we, there's the logistics of getting
your elevator time is 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was crazy. I got there at 6:30 and then found out that they had pushed a call an hour. So I was like super early.
Yeah.
Which was fine. But then Trent and I go upstairs and we're like checking out, scoping out where we're going to shoot. The AD's up there. I'm asking her, where are we looking? Where are we shooting? Blah, blah, blah. She tells me that we find a spot, because you got to find a spot, because we have 80 people come through, and I don't want to we have all this high-end stuff, all these watches and iPhones and everything, and I don't want people just cruising around with them. And we also want to make sure they're in front of camera.
Right.
Okay, so I want to be close to the set. So we find a spot. I put my bag down. We go back downstairs to get our carts. We come back up, and guess what?
Your bag's gone.
No, my bag's gone. It got kicked to the curb, and guess who's in my spot? In our spot,
camera.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Freaking camera push us out, and there was okay, fine. So we find this other little spot, and we set up our 2 tables there. We're laying everything out on it, and then just slowly, as we were getting ready to bring that background in, all of a sudden, I see there's a light right behind us. They put a light up there, and of course, and then there's flags, and they start putting up I'll show you the picture afterwards, but at the end of it, there was 2 tables that we were at, and there was no space behind us, and there were 2 lights, and it was just in the middle of all these lights trying to prop up all these people. And again, I'm rusty. I'm thinking, well, holy shit, this is a lot. We got all these people coming in, and my crew was so dialed in. They're like, don't worry, we got it.
Yeah.
And they were just pushing everybody through. It was amazing. So so the set life, it's shocking. I'm sure it must have been.
Yeah.
And how long were you on iCarly?
So I did 2 seasons of that.
Who prop mastered?
No.
Assistant.
No. Oh,
who?
Kim Wolowski.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the person that convinced you to take the step.
Yeah, God bless her. I gave her a run for her money. She probably was pulling her hair out. There's other things that were going on too, because when you're out there and you're in those rehearsals and you are the front face of the department,
right?
Then you have producers or a director coming and giving you notes and saying, hey, do you think, or an actor will walk up and say, hey, I really want to do this phone case or whatever. And I'd have to learn how to even talk. My inkling would just be of course, yes. But really, it's let me run that up the flagpole. Let me
so
make
you
sure
were running the set?
Let me make sure. Yes, I left
Jesus,
and ran the set
Julie.
on a comedy.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was. Poor Kim.
Well, why do you say that?
Poor Kim.
Because you were
well, because she was running crazy shopping all day,
right?
Trying to prep, and you know as well as anybody moving that fast. It's
yeah. But I mean,
so thank you for Neely. Big shout out to Neely.
Yeah, because it was you and her on set.
Yes.
Just the 2 of you.
Yes.
Good God.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
That trial by fire. I guess you learned a lot in those first 2 years.
I did.
How many episodes was it like?
I think we did 18.
Okay,
each
Jesus.
season. Yeah, and it was good. It was really, really good. I learned a lot. And then I got into a flow, of course.
Right.
And then it was at the time for me, professionally, the best medicine. I laughed every single day.
Right.
Every single day.
You're a very social person.
Yeah.
And
well, that's another
the
thing.
set
You
is
gotta
all social.
Yeah, you got to learn.
Yeah.
Where that social. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to interact with every department practically.
Yep.
Okay, so you're not just like a grip can stay insular into their own department and not really have to interact with everybody. But props, we have to interact with everybody.
I found very fastly that my best friend on set was the AD.
Absolutely. Or your worst friend.
Yeah,
depending on
but
the AD, but yeah.
I think that when you come and you're serious and you're present and
yes.
you're on your job, because I've been with everybody. I've been all over the place. I've seen people on their phones, looking at Instagram.
Yep.
Once you get into a set, there's some really bad habits. Yeah. I definitely am not one who has not had my phone in my hand myself. I don't carry my phone in my hand like that anymore. Right. It goes in my back pocket.
Well, again, I mean, speaking from my personal experience with working with you on set, that is the thing that I appreciated the most, is that when you're on the job, you're on the job. You're in there, you're 100% committed to it, and you're focused, and as we say, you're paying attention.
You're present, yes.
Okay, and
finding out what's in camera. And
well, yeah.
For me, the St. Denis Medical, also moving fast.
Yes.
And it was the pain in the ass about that so much was that we would move, it's one whole set on the stage.
Yeah,
right.
And we would move back and forth from the different sides. And all the writers. Like the whole team of chairs had to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was mainly the chairs, but everybody
chairs.
Stepped up,
Right.
and started helping with that, but was moving those damn chairs.
Well, and again,
like,
a show
all
like
the time.
that. Yeah, I know.
And then trying to get everybody set up, right?
Well, and again, the thing is that there, usually when you finish a setup and you move on to the next one, you have time because they have to light it and they have to change wardrobe sometimes or whatever. On St. Denis, everything was handheld and it was all existing lighting. So when they moved on to another scene, it was like they're ready to go.
Yeah.
So
moving.
It was constantly moving all day long for you guys, for sure.
But I think on that we had a good rhythm.
Yeah, 100%.
Those background, like had all established background.
Yep.
Which was great, and we'll talk some more about that. I know that was one of the questions you wanted to ask me.
Yes.
For that particularly, when I came on 2 days before we went to camera.
Right.
And tore apart those racks out.
Right, of all the medical gear?
Yeah, I made them all organized and just made a flow of what I would need.
Right.
And built out those carts for those background, and I just rolled that cart in, and my favorite saying is, activate your props,
Activate your props. I love that.
Activate your props, guys.
You coined that. You should have
Yeah, I would have my background. Hey, Julie, I'm activating right now. They'd be flipping through a file or on the phone.
Right. And again, I love that.
Activate. Don't just sit there.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, because usually it's the ADs who are trying to do all that.
Yeah.
And then I love the fact that you were able to get in there and be part of all that.
Yeah, and that was yes, we had some very busy ADs on that show.
Yes, a little too busy. And a couple of people that, we talk about knowing you're staying in your lane. Again, I don't have a problem with ADs coming up with things, but they can't go to your cart and grab them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
and it's not because
we definitely had that on that show for a little bit.
Well, yeah, and
For
it's
more
not
than a
because
little bit.
of anything other than you just need to know who's got what.
Yeah.
For continuity reasons or whatever.
And union guidelines and all that stuff.
Well, I know there's union guidelines, but I mean, again, I came up non-union. I'm not a stickler with that, but I do need to know where all the stuff is and who has what.
Yeah, of course.
And sometimes they're a little...
Or that you're not taking something that's established for like a hero scene, like our gift bags in that one scene.
Right.
Remember?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden bags are missing because they're being...
Distributed by the ADs?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be on their table.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, it's difficult to wrangle people
Yeah,
in,
I mean,
but...
I don't, I mean, I think we could get into it about background because I think it's a big thing. It's kind of like one of those things where, all the principal stuff is key, and all the scripted props are key, and we have to always make sure we have all those and we have multiples of everything and we're doing, everything is, the way it needs to be. Then comes the background.
Yeah.
And the background always seems to be like, yeah, okay, well, we just give people stuff.
Props that eat.
Props that eat.
Yeah.
Props that eat.
That's hilarious. That's true. I mean...
Props that eat.
Yeah. And
then you want to make sure, especially when it was like St. Denis Medical, that you're changing stuff up.
Right.
It's not the same stagnant stuff because I can't...
Right.
I'm pinned. It's funny. Before I started doing this, I look at television totally different now. I watch television different.
Right.
St. Denis Medical shows, I'm pinned on the background.
Right.
I can't even focus on the comedy about it really because I'm like, what is that guy doing? Just watching because, sometimes like you'll just see them and they're just like sitting there and not doing anything. So activate your props, guys.
Well, especially on a show like that because it's so kinetic, right? So everybody's got to keep moving, and it's, I mean, so what's your process then? It's like far as like dealing with the ADs in the background and.
So before obviously introducing yourself.
Right.
And really just having a very good relationship with them in terms of talking to them every morning.
Yep.
What are you foreseeing? Where's the camera? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're looking, you're watching where everything's, you're watching rehearsal and really being in tune with them. And Chloe and I became that way on St. Denis Medical. We got into a rhythm where we just talk.
Right.
Before and what she wanted to do. Of course, she did things on the fly, as we all know. But,
right. It's okay. I appreciate her enthusiasm.
Two different things. It's when assisting, being the assistant property master when you're running the principals.
Right.
I'm more in tune with the AD. When running background, I'm more in tune with the second AD.
Right.
Yep.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm still listening to what's going on and paying attention to everything and what's going to work. And my job for that, but. Yeah, and then obviously a footprint.
Yes.
Getting your footprint.
Yep.
What works to utilize.
The footprint sometimes the hardest
part. It's
Yeah.
all about speed.
Yeah,
So I built those carts out. I had a really good system. We took pictures of them for their IDs, and we made bags up.
Yeah.
I put their names on their bags, and we separated doctors and nurses and patients. And we just had a system where they were coming in, and it was like they were the greatest background. They actually sent me a video when I was in Australia. We miss you.
Oh, nice.
All of them. But no, they were really great.
Yeah.
We just had a system, and I think prepping and organization is key in
Right.
everything
Yeah.
as much as you possibly can.
Sure.
Otherwise, you're just winging it. You can just fling out props everywhere, but I really wanted to put specific product placement in that they were eating, like have that featured. Like I didn't want the same folders. Like what?
Well, it's interesting because on a show like that, which is an episodic show that's set in the hospital, it's the same stuff
over
every
and
day.
over and over again.
Okay, and so there's that where again you have the luxury of being able to put everything in bags and put their name on it, and people just roll in and they just put their own stuff on and everything, and that's all great. But then there's the challenge of how do we keep it fresh?
Yes.
You know, and how do we make it fresh every day?
Yes.
But then on other shows, and I want to get into that with you too, is about, you know, when it isn't the same thing every day.
When it's not reoccurring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when it's like every day it's a new thing. You know,
That's fun.
The movie I did in Boston, we had around 200 to 350 BG a day.
Wow.
Always different. We had so much badges of the place, the truck stop where we worked. Everybody had like photo badges.
Right.
And we went to a ton of stadiums. All the security, everybody had photo badges. One of the best things I found that I bought of doing like the photos and printing the thing is I found a passport cutter.
Oh, nice.
And I never have thought about that before until this one. So we print out like the photos, quick cut it, and like stick it right in the cutter, and it perfectly cuts the little square.
Oh, right.
And they paste it right on the damn badges. It was like one of those like Prodmaster things. Like, this is the most incredible thing in the world. It's making this photo line of badges so efficient.
It's like drink grids. You
I know.
It's like, who came up with that thing? You know.
It was one thing, but yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
How many people did you have running those background?
Running those background, when we would do the 250 days, we had me plus 4 core, and then I usually had 3 to 4 additionals.
Okay.
And that's for the 350 days was about,
Right.
And
So
it helps when you have bodies.
yeah. So how do you guys?
We had a lot more. Like that's what I'm saying, because we had stations. I had that and a food stylist too, because we had food. And then
well, that's the thing, and that's what I want to get into a little bit too. Is like for both of you guys, it's like how do you delineate work between your crew when you have so much background? Plus, you like somebody you put somebody on principles, right?
Yeah. Well, that's always the person running set, pretty much, yeah,
taking care of principles, and then you got all this other background going on. So you guys have some thoughts or tips about running, organizing background? Because again, like on the show I'm doing now, it's a golf show. We do these giant golf tournaments on the, at a golf course. And on the first one, we were like all over the freaking place. It was so many people, so many places. Now we're like 3 tournaments in now. They have a system, because you have to create a system, because otherwise you're killing yourself every freaking day. So,
well, like you talk to your second AD, it's about setting up and being organized for sure. Mm-hmm. Like this last show that I worked on in Australia, we had probably about 250 soldiers.
Right.
And they all had different looks.
Right.
And it was pouring down rain. And crazy. And we just, I think you really need to know your people and their strengths.
Right.
And like we just separated them towards stations. Had tables lined all up and down, and I took one. My guys took
easy ups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and so and again, the logistics of all that. That's always
a footprint. Logistics. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Where are you going to set me up?
Right.
Yeah.
And then again, like what I was just talking about, you think you're going to go one place, and then you find out somebody just scammed your spot, and you have to be fluid all the time. And then where you put the chairs and.
Well, so in Australia,
how's that?
there's a department called Unit, and they will come and talk to you and say, this is your footprint. How much space do you need? How many tables do you need?
Wow.
They handle the chairs.
That's part of production, part of locations, or?
It's production.
Wow.
It's a thing called unit.
That sounds nice.
I love that.
And you're like, I need 4 tables, or I need 10 tables. This is your footprint. So you kind of, when you're loading in, you know exactly the floor plan that you're going to use. That's not the way it is all the time.
Sure.
But like running those giant shows, I would imagine that between locations or the second AD, where are they going to house them? Which is the most convenient way to walk them through, and just lining up tables. And you don't have to give, people, every person something in their hand. It just depends on what you're doing. Like,
it depends on what it is.
My favorite is doing like a high school. Not everybody needs a book in their hand.
Right. Totally.
Not everybody's carrying a backpack down the hallway.
That's so true. Oh my God, that's
I'd be like, one, this person gets books, this person gets a backpack, and then the other person, you're good, go.
Right.
Maybe this person has a phone. So it's just getting a system down, being organized, being really, really prepared as much as you can be.
Right.
And the
so
flow
like
of
the flow
of those people moving, really.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You got to get everything together, get your cart ready with everything for that day.
Yeah.
That you're going to do.
Carts. Multiple carts.
Multiple carts for multiple background.
The show.
And then once you do get your people set and you've got that big group of people moving in, and then you probably have your own cart or something, you're going back in, you're tightening belts, you're looking at people's badges. Is their name tags straight? Like you're really going back in, you're looking at the camera, you're getting behind the camera. What are we going to see? And then you'll see a rehearsal and somebody looks like an idiot, just like walking with their pants halfway down. So you're running up, running up with Velcro, trying to put keepers on, You're just really, that's what I do.
Yes.
Is once I get everybody really, really set and we're moving, like that bolt goes through, I am there looking, and watching. And maybe I'm grabbing like a gun from this guy, a rubber gun from this guy, or he needs to carry an Advil case or whatever's going on, so they don't look.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
You got to go back in, and because your assistant property master is primarily dealing with your principals, for sure. I mean, not primarily. They are dealing with your principals, and I don't want to disturb them at all. It's like, what can I do to help you?
Or you have that background that's trying to get rid of their prop and putting it down that you already know. And you're like, hey, where's your prop?
What do you do with it? Oh, it's sitting over there. You're like, no.
It's in
you're
holding,
responsible for that all day.
I think it's in holding. Well, go get it.
Well, again, I think that's a really important point. It isn't just about propping people up and walking away.
No.
It's about propping people up and then managing it as the shots are happening. Because like you said, if you're behind the camera or if you're at the monitor, you're seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah, and I take that really seriously because I don't want that on my head.
Yeah.
No.
Like somebody going, a director going, what is that guy doing over there?
Right.
What is he doing? Get him out of here.
Right.
Like,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's key. I mean, so.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop, and you really have to be present. You should be present.
Well,
I know I've worked with a ton of different people.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around really great people, and I've been around people that are phoning it in, and I may have been guilty of looking like I'm phoning it in at some point.
I can't imagine.
It took me a minute to feel forward to get to where I was at.
Right.
And I've just had some really cherry picked with some really good, taken the best, like Renee Hyman.
Right.
I didn't even, I don't know if you've ever seen one of her breakdowns.
No.
She takes the one-liner, the schedule, the script every Sunday, and she'll break down no matter what. Even if you have your own breakdowns that you're delivering, that's the kind of assistant she is.
Right.
So present, knows exactly what's going on, and I absolutely followed suit with her. She taught me that, and it worked for me because I wanted to know exactly what was going on, even if that wasn't my position.
Right. Well,
and what that would look like.
Yes.
Well,
I think that's important. And I always tell my crew, just like, again, with a show I'm on now, Drew is my truck guy, but
he's the best. One of the best in the business.
Truck fucking guys ever. Period.
One of the best in the business. I love Drew.
Yeah, but at the same time, that could be really boring shit. Just getting stuff off the truck, making returns and all that. So I'm like, Drew, I want to make sure that you get some set time, to hone your craft more as a set person as well. So again, and I've probably said this 1,000 times, and people are tired of it, but I always ran the set where we would all watch a rehearsal if it's possible. I mean, sometimes you have to be prepping, and getting ready if it's super busy. But as many people as
or it's a closed rehearsal,
or whatever. Well, yeah. But you have to watch, and then you decide who's going to run set or the scene, because if there's a bunch of resets or whatever, I just like to make sure that everybody's part of the process, so, because who knows, you could have one person running the scene and that person could get sick. And have to go home.
100%.
And then it's like, well, do you know what's going on? Do you have any clue of what's happening? That's how Paul Baker is too. Paul Baker, even if he's a fourth day player, will ask for sides. And if he could get a script, he'll get his hands on the script so he could read it to know what the hell's going on.
Know what's happening, knowing the action, what's going on. And it's so crucial to be able to interchange.
Yeah.
That is, once I left iCarly and I got with Phil Shea, there were times I worked underneath Renee at the time.
Right.
And we would be in a set or whatever, and she'd be like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then all of a sudden you have 8 principals sitting at like a banquet table. Right. So I really wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on. And I learned that from her kind of. So I picked and choose. From the people along the way, because I really wanted to talk about one of the things here is that there is nobody, like, especially when you're getting on a set, like any one of you guys, if I came to you and asked you a question, you would take the time to answer it. But it's not like somebody has the time to sit there and be like, okay, this is this trick, this is, this is what's going on. I just had to jump in.
Watch, yeah. Or learn.
Yes.
By the fly,
Yes. And take it down a notch. Know when to talk.
Right.
Know when to be present, because I am naturally friendly and social.
Right. Sure.
But the relationship on set for me is with the ADs and the second AD. Yes, everything's moving and listening to what the director's doing, but like Rebecca Bauman, she was on iCarly with me, and we got to the point where I would just look at her and she would go like that, like I would do it again. We're going.
Right.
She'd just nod at me, and she'd be on the opposite side. That is the one person I watched all the time.
100%.
So, and that was fun.
But now, what happens when you're on a show and the AD is bad? Have you had that experience?
You just sit stressed and swear under your breath and.
Tell me what you think bad AD is.
Well,
Tell me the definition of a bad AD, because I've worked with a lot of them. I've had people on the mic just talking about ridiculous stuff, what they ate that morning for breakfast. What do you consider bad?
To me, a bad AD is somebody who's not communicating.
Yeah.
Communicating what's happening, or communicating what the director wants, or communicating to the different departments, being having forethought about what's going to happen next. Because I'm all about, sure, we're up and running now. This is great. So finding, again, like you say, you got to find that time. You got to, hang back, watch. Because the last thing you want to do is step to somebody, whether it's the first AD or the director or an actor, and start talking to them when they're in the middle of something else.
Oh yeah.
Because that's bad.
No.
You shut down, and and they get annoyed.
Yes.
Finding that moment when you could get in there, finding that moment when the AD, they're lighting and everybody's in the mode of lighting and set, and they that they have a second. A lot of times they go to the restroom, right? And the second AD takes over, and I hang out outside the restroom, wait for them to come out so I could say, "This is great. We got the scene coming up next. What do you think about that?" Because again, it's their job to make sure that everybody's taken care of.
And that doesn't happen all the time. I know, especially in episodic, when you're moving fast. I know you've experienced, I've talked to you about this, where you get an AD that, has planned this whole thing but didn't include you.
Right.
Didn't include the property department.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
At all.
And then
it becomes really complicated.
Sure. And then they want to throw you under the bus because you're not ready. So that's what I'm talking about. So again, when you have a great AD and you can relate to them and they feel like you're part of their team, things move very smoothly.
And then I think, like you said, one step further is that you definitely get them at some point in that pre-call or somewhere, and just really make sure you're watching rehearsals, you're understanding what's going on, and communicate. It's different with you, like a prop master, if you've got somebody who's doing stuff and not communicating to you guys.
Right.
But for me, when I'm out on set in that situation, I haven't really ran into it. And
that's good. Well, you've been doing some pretty good shows.
I got to work with like Zulu. Like I don't even know what his real name is, and he's like one of the best in the business. And he's like,
I'm sure
it is like, this is what we're doing today. This is the plan. This is how we're doing it. This is this shot. This is,
right.
and it's like amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I've been able to work with a lot of really good ones.
Well,
so
yeah,
far.
let's talk about Stranger Things, because here we're already at 50 minutes.
But this could be a 2-hour one.
That's what I'm saying.
Here I was like, for those of
talk.
you out there, I was like, I pulled up to me, I was like, my palms are sweaty. It's freezing outside. My palms are sweaty. I'm so nervous, but.
I know, because once you get into it, it's like your bread and butter. So, yeah, Stranger Things is huge.
Stranger Things was
that the biggest thing you did before you did it?
I was in a really unique situation with Stranger Things because I was a salesperson for Linda Reese on season 1.
Right.
So I was really invested.
Sure.
In the show and the kids and the story and just a total fan geek. So at the time, we were in a strike, just coming out of the strike.
Right.
The phone was not ringing. Yep. It was really tricky. And then Steve Melton called. Mm-hmm. It was Thursday night. He goes, "What are you doing right now?" Like, sitting on my couch. And he's like, "Think about your favorite show, the best show that you could ever work on in your life." And so I started going, I'm like, The Crown, this. I kept on like naming all these shows. And like after the 5th one, he goes, I said, "Just tell me. It's Stranger Things." And I was like, oof. And at the time, I was like not a person, even though I was out working on set, that was traveling anywhere by any means.
Right.
And I was like, oof. In Atlanta, and I was like, well, can I have 24 hours to think about it? And I woke up at like 4:00 in the morning, and I was like, I have to go.
Right.
Not only because I had to go back to work at the time, and it was really a good thing, but just a total fan geek.
Right.
Like beyond. And that was hefty.
Yeah. So what made that show so crazy? Because
that what season is it? This last
it's
one?
It's weird
or?
because we chatted about that this week, knowing that I was going to go in. We started Minecraft this week, and I was really nervous about coming here and talking. And I said, I know Stranger Things is like the biggest thing on the universe right now. We're going to talk about it for sure. And it's like, thinking back, it's like, how the hell did we do that? We just made it happen. And I know you wanted to talk to me about what prepared me. Like, what did I take away from ISS that prepared me on all these things, and just the skill set, the budgeting, the expectant of just moving, the speed that you were moving. Stranger Things was a beast. We got there, and I think there were 17 people in the department on a call sheet. It was one of the biggest. They were in the Max Z, and we got there, and we wanted to keep the crew that was there in place, but it was really tricky because we needed to really figure out everybody's strengths, not step on people's toes.
Sure.
Like, I think one of the first things that I did that week, they were coming out, wrapping the Maxi, and I got up on top of the truck and just started unloading it with them because I was like, I'm not coming in here and pointing the finger. I'm not coming in here and, I'm going to get in and work with you.
Right.
And I find that to be the case wherever I go with any crew, is that you're willing to get in there and do the hard work with them. You'll lift the boxes, you'll load the trucks. And that's just something that I do for the relationship.
Yeah.
But that was a big one. That was crazy. I think it was like instantaneous too. So they had done episode 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about, I think, 2-hour episodes. And we got there, I think Steve got there on a Monday. I came, I think, maybe a week later just to get things in order in my house. And I think Jason and him might have gone earlier, I think, if I remember correctly. But it was like, got there on a Monday. Sean Levy's directing. He wants to see a show and tell he's already asking for a show and tell on Tuesday for Thursday. And it's like, hit the ground running. Multiple units running.
Right. So that was it. So there were multiple units. And what was the shooting schedule for an episode? How many days?
Oof. I mean, we did 3 episodes solidly, and we were there 5.5 months. So break it down. Maybe it's like 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Jeez.
But it's really hard to answer because there were units like we're going back in and we're doing all these scenes from one. We're doing
right,
all these
so
scenes
they were
in two.
crossboarding everything.
Yes, and it was like the biggest thing that was a challenge on that was continuity. So in this particular case, the scripty was my best friend.
Right.
Yeah, and there was a team running the sets, right? So we really had to plug and play and like tinker with, like, we didn't want to step on anybody's toes. This person,
right.
Where do you feel comfortable? You know,
sure.
We're not going to come in and take over. Also, they knew the continuity following the whole show.
Right.
But like scripty was like, no. That was, she was holding in her left hand because we would have to go back and
sure
a shot in the dark and try to figure this all out. Like a needle in the haystack. So,
were all the scripts written ahead of time? I mean, were there a lot of script changes? Or no, they knew what they were doing. They had it all, and that's why you were shooting multiple episodes at the same time.
And I'm sure they were editing. I mean, I don't know the official how long. I mean, people were on there before the strike. I think probably 5 months before. I'm not sure that was prep mode, and then they shut down, and then they were on. I mean, some of those people were on that show for 2 years.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it was a really, really long run for those guys.
Yeah, but
awesome. First of all, I grew up high school during that time. So for me, it was like, and I loved those kids. I thought it was perfectly cast.
Right.
And it was so fun.
It's crazy. And was a lot of locations, right?
Everywhere.
Did you shoot on stage too?
We had CineSpace. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. I think it used to be like Screen Gems in Atlanta. I think there was, is there 8 stages there? We had all of them.
Wow.
It was a city. The entire lot was Stranger Things.
Wow.
The entire lot. So you would just be like, we're over here today. We're down there at lunch. Like, just, it was all over the place. And then at some times, and more often than not, it was like, there's another unit that's starting their call times at 6 p.m. tonight.
Right.
And this unit is
so
like 5 a.m.
So how many units were shooting at once?
Two consistently.
Right.
And a lot of inserts
along
the same, like, splinter units, a lot of insert work.
Right.
A lot. And then VFX coming in and wanting to take the props to scan them, of course, during the same time. I'm like, we need that.
Right. Right. So you had to have multiples and multiples of everything.
It was crazy.
And did you participate in the prep of all that? Of all the manufacturing and
So for 506, 507, 508, we were intricately designing, like, especially their weapons that were established. It's funny because when you watch the final, no spoiler alert, when you're watching the final episode, it's like, you can't even see the balloon launcher on his back, on Lucas's back, right? It was just like made out of a cymbal stand,
right?
And all this stuff, and it was like, but there's, I'm really excited to see behind the scenes.
I'll bet.
Yeah, I think they're dropping it on the 12th.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And that'll be like, they left a lot of stuff on the floor, a lot of scenes.
Sure.
There is a lot that never made it in that final cut.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that was fun. And then you're working with the manufacturing department. You're working with the design, conceptual design people, and trying to make it all work. And that is, it's fun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fun.
And then from there, you went to Australia to do King Kong.
I got back on December 21st, tried to figure out Christmas really quick, and then also just cleaning up the house from the house sitter. Just like, that did not work well. And then left, I think February or March to Australia, which was a dream.
Yeah, so you were there for the whole year pretty much.
I was in Atlanta from August to December, or late July till December, and then Australia, we got home in late July, and went straight to Utah.
Oh.
And then to Thailand.
Where in Thailand?
Bangkok.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know you went. Oh, right, that's right. You sent me a picture.
Bangkok, which is a whole another Megillah.
Yeah.
Amazing teams of people that work there.
And
incredible.
What was your title?
Assistant Property Master.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. And so you were running the set?
Well, so this is.
I mean, I don't know how does Steve work.
I'm kind of in a hybrid situation.
Right.
It's like a hybrid, and it's not really. So running the principal team, running first team, I can certainly do that. I have done it many times, but it's like, where's your skill set? Where do you really belong? I've run background, as you know.
Sure.
I have been a shopper.
Right.
I have been all over the place, and part of the really big problem with leaving ISS is that all the people that I worked for had solid crews.
Right.
Really solid crews for multiple years, and it's like, where am I going to fit in? Where am I going to...
Right.
What space am I going to get in?
Mm-hmm.
How can somebody best utilize me? And this has been like, there's like a Hannah Hinkle that works for Drew.
Okay.
And then there's me. I think Guillaume has a gal that works, and she's sort of graduated into set work. I'm not really sure if that's rumor has it, but I'm kind of in a hybrid situation because I can go out and run 200 background.
Right.
I can sit in the meetings with the producers and the director.
Right.
And go to manufacturing and handle those meetings. So it's kind of like a hybrid situation right now.
Does
It's
Steve
like a hybrid.
work
So there's
the set?
there's really an assistant on set.
I see.
And off.
Right. Sure.
Right now,
well,
especially
sure.
At these big $100 million movies.
Right.
So that's kind of where I've landed.
And do you like that spot?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, because you produced a movie once.
Once or twice.
You didn't think
once
I was
or
going to bring that
twice.
up, did you?
Yeah, there's
like
a couple
that.
of maybe the worst movies of all time.
Hey, you have a distinction somewhere,
Yeah.
right? It got like a 2.7 or something like that.
Yeah.
We laughed about that. That was funny. But, you do have kind of like a overall producer vibe.
Well, and that's tricky. So one of the greatest things that I have so many relationships when I was at ISS, 25 years. It's like you are with people that go through school, film school, at SC or other places, and now they're directing, writing, producing. What can you do for me? Those relationships all still exist.
Right.
So I do think that there's a little knack for it.
Yeah.
That
absolutely.
life has prepared me a little bit for that. But
yeah, you see the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you also...
But I don't know that my direction is there. And I mean, I hold my master's card. I don't think I'll ever master either.
You have... Because you don't want to do all that?
I feel like I'm really late to the game.
That's bullshit.
Well, I know Greg's like, you need to master. And I'm like, at one point, he's like, it's time for you to master. But I think I'm really comfortable taking over a show. I'm super comfortable starting a show for somebody. Mm-hmm. Super comfortable. And whatever, if prop master gets sick and I have to, whatever.
Right. Sure.
The lovely Phil Shea.
Yes.
I got to do that for him.
Right.
For a little bit.
You guys are pretty close.
Mr. Phil.
Yes.
Yes.
The legend, for sure.
Yes.
Which reminds me.
He actually probably taught me, definitely.
That's a school
This is
of
not
hard
the way you
knocks
tie
right
down
there.
a truck. It's not the way you tie down a truck. We're only going, we're going to the next stage. Like, you have furniture pads wrapped around the carts. Like, the ratchet straps are all perfect. You come in and just freaking annihilate me.
I know. Well,
annihilate
we
me
all...
in the best way, because he was a perfectionist.
Right. Well, we all have some level of OCD.
Yes.
As a prop person. That's kind of like our gene, I think.
Yes.
And then some people have it more, and sometimes it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
For sure. You also did
it can
some
be.
pretty big music videos recently too, right? Or commercials?
I did a Keanu Reeves commercial. I'm not sure that that's showing up on IMDb.
Uh-huh.
I have done Justin Timberlake. I've done quite a few. And that stretches way back. Just being able to hey, come out with me, and I'll be out on a Saturday or Sunday and work 14 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. a non-union video.
Right, and then go to work on Monday.
Yeah.
You have a lot of energy, Julie. I know that about you. What's your secret?
I just try to stay healthy right now.
Right.
I'm in the gym. I work out every day, get a good night's sleep, and particularly with working on set, a regimented schedule for me is key.
Yeah, I'm sure.
1,000%. I just don't want to be caught with being a dingling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And was that, I mean, it's a lot of hours working set.
It's a lot of hours.
And you're fine with that?
It's a lot of hours. I mean, my kids are grown now.
Right.
So, I mean, Stranger Things could stretch up into the 14, 15-hour days. Like, it was wild because you want to be at location when set opens, watch the rehearsals, and if there was 2 units going, it could stretch out to be a really long day.
Right.
And just wrapping our heads around the whole thing. So in the beginning, that was a beast. But then Australia is like 10 hours. That's it. They have to take a vote. Period. The whole set. Everybody, every department needs to. They need to ask them if it's okay if they work any further over 10 hours.
Wow.
Do they ever say no?
Yeah, when there's a big game.
Oh, when there's a big game.
Yeah. When there's a big game on.
I love it.
Yeah.
They actually know how to live their lives.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So
they have a very interesting system. It's brilliant.
So what?
It's brilliant. So
talk about that.
Picture Cars does all the license plates. They track everything.
Oh.
From the beginning to the end. So you have those people that are doing that. You just have to make sure that you're getting everything that they need. But they're completely on. They are completely on
procuring them.
Yes.
Right.
To make sure that all happens.
Right.
At least
that makes sense.
Our shows that we did, but I think that they're collecting as they do shows.
Mm-hmm.
More and more plates and stuff. But
right.
They have a unit that sets up this is your footprint. This is where we're going to put you. This is where your truck's going to be parked.
More people.
They deal with the chairs. It's like brilliant. You're basically coming in and doing your job.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. And so, how long did you shoot in Thailand?
We were there for 2 weeks. I think it was like 3 or 4 days of work. So, definitely got to see the country a lot when I was there in Bangkok. And the Bangkok team was brilliant.
The Thai crew.
Yeah, we had 1,000 people running down the streets. And they were brilliant.
Running away from Kong?
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, they were running from something. I can't really say. But
okay.
They were brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were brilliant. But it's tricky. That was tricky. Because you're going into countries that sometimes they don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
Trying to source stuff. Sometimes, like, New Zealand doesn't even have Amazon. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of the prep, things that you take for granted, getting on the fly. And then even Australia is tricky with Amazon. It can come in like 3-4 weeks.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
And do you have interpreters?
For Bangkok, we had the assistant property master that was running spoke enough English, and they were just all over it. It was insane. It looked amazing, and in fact, that out of that movie, that was probably my favorite. It just looked so good. It looked incredible.
Right. When's that coming out?
Probably 27.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Probably 27. So I know you asked me a question about how you source people in different countries.
Right.
About hiring them.
Yeah.
I would say that the first thing with Kong specifically, Steve had been there like 3 or 4 movies prior to that and had a crew that he really, really loved. And they are so busy in Australia. Like Scotty, shout out to the Australians, by the way.
Yeah.
Awesome people.
Please do.
They finished Anaconda the day before they started with us. So we're like, do you need like a week off?
Right.
You just want to go home and like read your script for a week? They're just like back to back. The crews are back to back.
Yeah.
Out there. It's like the old times.
Yeah, it's like it used to be here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
we're funny story, and this is totally the truth. Because, I'm working for Steve. He gets the phone rings. The phone, I was like, it's really funny. And I was like, the phone really, it's not ringing anymore. Like, it's not ringing for anybody the way it used to. Mm-hmm. And when we were getting towards the end of that, it was like every department, catering, the unit, they were just taking phone calls. Are you going to Street Fighter? Are you doing this? Are you doing Gundam? Are you doing that? And it was like, we were just like, whose phone isn't ringing? Not in a bad way. It's just that they're so busy in those countries. It's insane. New Zealand's just as busy.
Right. But
it'll be interesting.
But they're not union.
They're not. And, I asked them a lot about that. I don't think they've unionized.
Right.
I mean,
why would they?
It's a lot different there because they have universal medicine.
Yeah.
And they can't work legally past 10 hours, period.
And they're all making good money.
Yep.
And right? Because the cost of living is...
When there's a government holiday, they're being paid.
Okay.
At the time.
So they're not doing great.
I mean, they're working nonstop, though.
Right.
And they're building incredible resumes. But like when we come or anybody comes, I'm sure there's a handful of people that have worked in Europe. They are learning so much from us.
Sure.
It's like a crazy. So we're basically training them.
100%.
There was another gal that was taking over Subdiversion, and I think she mastered one movie. It was a giant Chris Hemsworth movie, that she just landed, and it was like we were just thinking to ourselves, how is she getting that movie?
Yeah.
She done one low budget movie.
Right. Well, because they want to shoot there and there's not enough people and they don't want to bring them in.
Yep.
So, and again, nothing like trial by fire, as we all know,
yeah.
And if you have the aptitude for it, you can get through it, So, I mean, I don't know how detailed the props are on a show like that. But again, we used to be able to say that if you wanted the best, you shoot in Hollywood because we have the best crews, the most seasoned professionals. That's just not true anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, there are great prop people everywhere in the world. Okay, and if you could shoot it cheaper there, then why wouldn't you?
It's really the tough thing, and I really hope that some legislation or something happens here where they really get smart about it, because even with the tax incentive, there's like a cap on it?
Yeah.
It's $750. What is it?
It's $750 right now.
$750.
Yeah, they need to pull that cap off.
It's not enough. They need to do a percentage rate. A percentage.
Yeah.
Like 42%.
Well, and again, it's just a sticky situation because, there's no reason why you can't have great film crews and make great movies everywhere in the world. But there's only a certain number of films to be made. Mm-hmm. So if you start taking that away from all that work that used to be in Hollywood and spreading it out, there's obviously going to be less work. Doesn't necessarily. I don't know what the answer is. I don't. Because I don't think that no matter what the exchange or what the tax credit is, we're just not going to be able to compete with non-union labor.
Non-union labor and universal medicine, particularly.
Well, sure.
That ends up being like a third of the budget, right? The fringes, yeah. And that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough to get around.
I mean, again, the one thing that Hollywood has that they don't have anywhere else is people who are making the films and people who are acting in them live here.
Yes.
And they want to stay home.
And people that are producing them live here too.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah, the producers and the writers, it's like great. It's like, yeah, let's go on location, but then you're missing your kids growing up. And so...
I got to tell you, it's really tough going on location.
Yeah.
I never really got it until I had to leave myself. I always thought, oh, it's amazing. You're going. It's so exciting. It's so adventurous. And it's like, it's tough. For the first 2 weeks, super homesick.
Yeah. Well,
incredibly homesick.
It's tough being on a show in L.A. and working all the hours, and the amount of time you get with your kids is not that much. So when you're leaving and saying goodbye, I'll see you in 6 months, that's even harder.
It's hard.
So that's always been the problem with this industry.
How did that work for you? You said you were in Boston for 5 months?
They came, right?
They came for a chunk of it.
Mikey's very quiet. I always listen to these, and he's talking all the time. He's very quiet.
They came for a chunk of it, yeah. They came out for a few months.
Yeah.
They came a month late, and then they left. They came back here a month before I came back.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
he's little, so he can travel still.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, and my parents live out in New England also, so they got a lot of grandson time.
Yeah, that's nice.
And stuff. But no, it was hard. I still, even when I was out there, where my parents were and where they were staying, I was still working 2.5 hours away down south of Boston. So
where'd you guys film in Boston?
All over. There's a little studio in the south end of Boston that we filmed in a little bit, but then we filmed in downtown Boston. We filmed all over. We filmed a little bit in Worcester. Nice. It was a 50-day shooting schedule, and we ran the gambit. We were all over the place. So
Boston's
it was
tough too.
It was tough, and it was
tough.
a lot. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot. So it was still, even though they came out, it was still hard to see them. And then I think a lot of people, that's something that not a lot of people don't talk about when they bring their families out.
Right?
Is you can bring them out, but you're still working.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I know.
You don't see them, and then
especially if you're working nights, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, and then they're in a place that they're unfamiliar with.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know anybody, and they don't have friends. So that's very stressful, and it's hard, and it's not easy. So there was a lot of stress on it. I mean, the show went pretty good. The show went fantastic. I think it's going to be a great movie. I think I got a lot of, like I said, almost 200 to 350 PG a day.
Right.
So it was the highest budgeted movie that I had prop mastered, and it was a new challenge. And I'm glad I did it. But yeah, I definitely polished up some new skills. There was one day, because we were talking about background a lot. There was 1 week we were on the stage and we were doing, it was a basketball movie, so we had to do them visiting basketball games, and they were visiting all the basketball stadiums. So they built like a 200 seat bleachers in a stage and green screened around it, and then we did 6 different teams a day by changing out the same background.
Yeah.
So we were saying, like, having to have a flow.
Right.
We had that. That's one of the days that I had my core +4 and a food stylist, and we had to have a line because it was like an endless generator.
Just going around in circles.
Just going around, and so they'd go into costumes, change over to the Clippers, and then they would run through us, and then we'd have to deprop them as they walked off, and then reprop them with new team stuff as they go through, and different food that fits more. Like if they're coming through in their Raptors and they're Canada, we have to give them poutine and like
my gosh.
and like all this, like and the Raptor stuff and like all that stuff. So it's like it was an endless like we had to be so dialed in. It was so crazy, but it polished me for sure.
For sure.
That's so awesome. Congratulations on that, by the way. I'm proud of you. That's good.
Yeah.
I remember way back in the day when you were starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember JP Jones bringing me through and sending me off with a couple things from his truck to do this this bottom of the barrel show that was paid almost nothing.
JP.
Yeah.
I had him too for a little bit.
Yeah,
he's one of my guys. Another name dropping.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh. So do you feel like there's a common thread in all of these and how these prop masters prep?
I mean, I think prep is everything.
Sure.
It's the more prepped you are, the more prepared you are. I mean, I know I've done multicam, I've done comedy, and I've done episodic.
Right.
And I know how fast those move, and then being on a feature is a totally different beast too.
But it's a
common thread.
Yeah.
I think the common thread is between all the guys. Everybody does it a little bit differently. It's also who your team is, who your people are.
Amen.
You know, a lot of people have marching orders. Like Drew's team is solid as a rock.
Yeah.
He's got Hannah and Brad, and everybody runs their teams differently. Sometimes you'll have a prop master that actually likes to be so hands-on that they're doing all of that themselves, or you have like some people have a Hannah.
Right.
So I think everybody, even down to the video guys that were like non-union, the Robbie Duncans of the world, way back when, and Brandon Mendez, Christian Corio, all these guys that can make $100 go to $10,000. They just could pull hat tricks.
Right.
And I think they all really care about what they're doing and invested their present in what they're doing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Organization.
But
it's changed so much from a lot. The prep times are smaller.
Right.
I mean, when I started, it was like the best thing ever. You were on 24 episodes. People were doing 24 a television show. They go down in May, come back, know that they had a job the second season, July 4th, go vacation. It was like, man, that's the greatest thing ever.
Go do a pilot.
And your crews were really loyal and sticking together.
Well, yeah.
And now,
another key point.
Yeah, and the transition, I mean, we got to a point where people were popping around. Your crews were breaking up because you're popping around. This person can take you over here, and then you're going to miss your next job over here. And really tricky.
Yeah.
So
if you didn't do that lately, there's too much gap in between where you can't sustain yourself.
Well, I'm dealing with that right now on my show. I mean, we're going to the end of March, and one of my guys came to me and was like, listen, I got called back. My other show that I did before this is coming back.
Oh, I know who you're talking about and what show that is.
Yeah, so now he has to leave, 4 weeks before we're done. And I'm not going to screw you up on another whole season of a show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
Well, I'm
especially
sorry, I
on your
can't do
show.
that.
Do you have, is the second can step in though?
Well, that's what I said. I said as long as, because he interacts with the actors very closely on this show, I said, you just make sure, as long as, you're
downloading,
the rest of the crew is taking over and the actors feel comfortable with them, I'm fine with it. Because again, like we said, you get on a show, it's new, there's a learning curve. But then you get into a groove, and then it's like second nature. I mean, again, we did Winning Time, and we were doing 700 background every day.
You guys were motoring
stuff, and we were just like, it was like clockwork. We just knew what we were doing and just knock it out. Okay, and we're getting to that place on this show now. Okay, so as long as everybody's cool, I'm not going to screw you out of 7 months of work or however long.
You understand
That's really nice because there's also people that I've worked for. I mean, I wouldn't even dare to I would be feeling very uncomfortable to ask that question.
Yeah. I was worried going to Boston because everybody had said, oh yeah, when you go to most locations, like the crews will usually start to skate by the last show as if there's anything else that comes up because you're just a visitor. Like you're not going to get as much work. They're not going to get more work for you, or it's not guaranteed. And there's a local that they can get. So I was worried. And on top of that, a lot of my crew in Boston, I kind of sniped from a different show as like a little bit early as they were coming into mine. So I was like, do it. It didn't happen, but like it's something you're thinking.
You find that in Atlanta a lot too.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere really. That's kind of different.
Right.
That's kind of different when you're coming in. There's really no loyalty to you.
Right. Well, and again, I mean, if you're working all the time, that's one thing. Well, that's the other part with this person who's leaving. They're new to my crew, even though they're great, and I would love to keep them on. If I'm going back to St. Denis,
an amazing guy.
Yeah, if I'm going back to St. Denis, I have crew that didn't come onto this show that they're going to come back. So it's not like I could bring them on to the next show either. Yeah. So if we come back and do another season of Stick, then I'd gladly bring them back. But again, it is. I mean, and it's hard. It's hard when you find good people and then you got to let them go. Because then it changes the whole dynamics of everything.
I know.
And that's always to me. That's the hardest part of this job is the personnel.
I was going to say, and I'm glad we're talking about that right now because I feel the same way that the majority of things is like managing personalities.
Yeah,
it's getting the right clique of people with the right workflow that are respecting each other and doing the work. Yeah.
Or when you find the core, like you're saying, and you have a show where you can have +5, and it's like, okay, this is the nail. Then the next show you go on, they only allow you to have +2, and you're like, God, now I need to pick 2 out of my amazing 5 that I just found.
It's really hard.
It sucks.
Yeah. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just, and everybody's...
Especially now because people are really destitute.
Oh, it's struggling.
It's been
struggling.
The people that have stuck in there, God help them. Like, it's just, I still know people that are still having a hard time 100%. Finding work after all of this time. I mean, I probably would have jumped myself into a different profession.
Sure.
At this point, but...
Yeah. I know. Well,
I've been very lucky. Compared
You've been
to
lucky. I've been
else.
listening. You've been lucky. I'm
going
to knock on wood for you.
I'm incredibly grateful. Don't get me wrong. I am incredibly grateful, especially prop master jobs. Like I haven't had to assist too much either. So.
Yep, I know. Well, let's hopefully things will continue to get better.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
I'm thinking that hopefully. I mean, we still have the stages. We have the stages here.
Do,
Don't say that. Are you saying they're going to become condos?
Yeah. Okay, if there's nothing shooting there.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, I think I heard that Fallout is coming to CBS Radford.
Oh, that's good.
Great because it's pretty desolate over there. Yeah.
That's good. Where's Baywatch? Baywatch is...
I don't know where they're shooting that, but I'm glad we got it.
Fox.
A couple of things that are starting.
Fox.
Yeah.
Baywatch is at
Fox. That made me really happy to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at Sunset Bronson.
Nice.
So we're at some stages.
Yep. Well, again, new year, so I think it's going to tell the story.
Yeah.
This year, of how much work there's going to be. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Jules.
Where are we at? 126.
126. That's pretty good.
I made it. Is there anything else you guys want to ask me?
I think we hit all.
You got the person with the worst ADD on the planet with you guys.
That's
jumping around all over different subjects.
Well, that's what we do. That's the thing. We're all over the place, but I think it was great. We had a fun time, and I think we touched on everything briefly. Even though we could do a whole episode on Stranger Things alone, I'm sure.
Oh, there's so much more. I wish we could get into a lot more.
We're going to get Steven here.
Yeah. Make him do it.
Yeah, make him do it.
We're going to need you to work on him for us.
I think he does want to do it, but it was really...
He texted me back. It said, not quite yet, but I'll get in there. So,
okay.
So you get
not
back.
Quite
yet.
Yeah,
you get, yeah.
Well, now he's wrapping his head around another show, so I get it.
Just called you out.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Jules.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I guess, is there any PMG business we have to say? I mean, I know that PMG's done an amazing job with IMDb. We got to give them a shout out for that.
Oh, shout out to all of it. The magazine, this
magazine
podcast,
is incredible.
Sometimes it feels like, and I'm sure you felt this before, that you can do a job and it's like the thankless job. Like the department can be so overlooked in so many ways, and we're so intricate to so many, so much that makes these things happen. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and we had the PMG Awards since we were on the air last. Yeah. And I just have to say, that was lovely. That was incredible to be at Paramount Studios.
Right.
Under the arch, and there we are. Everybody dressed to the nines, and it was just felt so freaking legit.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful, and everybody came in from all over. Peter Gelfman coming in, and it was just amazing.
I saw all of it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish you could have been
Little
there.
Lindsay Tomlinson. I should have been there. And it's funny because I ran into Jules at the chiropractor's office.
Okay.
Who shall remain nameless. Yes. But we've all been there.
Yes. I need to make an appointment.
And congratulated her on her award.
Excellent.
So, yeah, you guys are doing amazing work. Keep it up.
Yep. Well, hopefully more work will come and more people will have less time to do PMG stuff.
Yeah. I'm already there, trust me.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I know. I was on a hiatus myself from the board, and now I'm coming back in January. So
that is definitely something that if you need help in any way, I mean.
Yeah, well, when you get back from New Zealand, let me know.
What will we be doing when we retire?
Yes. Well, jeez. That's the day's coming. All right. Well, Mikey,
all right, guys,
I think that's it.
Yeah,
you
thanks.
Take us out.
Thank you all for tuning into another episode of Prop Talk, the official podcast of the Property Masters Guild, brought to you by real and working and retired prop masters. If this is your first time listening, please make sure that you like and subscribe and comment wherever you're hearing it. If you would like to know more information on the Property Masters Guild or have any questions for us here at Prop Talk, be sure to go to propertymastersguild.org or follow us on Instagram @_the PMG and all other socials. And that is it. Until next time.
Okay, how do you go, guys?